The Big Bang Theory, The Procrastination Expiration by David Minaskanian. Cold open A, fade in. Interior, Leonard and Sheldon's apartment, afternoon, day 1. Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Wolowitz, Koothrappali, Amy, Bernadette, Mary Cooper. The apartment's covered with Avengers party decorations, including life-size cardboard cutouts of Captain America and Thor. There's also a huge Happy Birthday Sheldon banner. Sheldon sits in his spot wearing a birthday hat. Bernadette, Wolowitz, and Amy sit next to him. Koothrappali, Penny, and Leonard sit across from them. They finish off pizza and beer while Sheldon's mother, Mary Cooper, watches from the kitchen.
Mom, you have outdone yourself. And you know I'm not one to say that lightly. The party at Chuck E. Cheese when I was 9, with the accidental free play on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, surpassed.
Why, thank you, Shelley. Anything for my little birthday boy.
Penny leans in close to Leonard.
He knows how old he is, right?
Leonard chuckles and shrugs his shoulders.
Mrs. Cooper, may I ask why you decided to visit on this particular birthday? Sheldon isn't turning a number divisible by 5, as is customary for large celebrations such as this. It was Shelley's idea, wasn't it, Shelley?
That is correct. As you all know, today's Saturday. It's my first Saturday birthday in 11 years. 11 years! I would have had one 6 years ago, but Leap Day put a stop to that before it could even begin.
Those damn Gregorians.
Indeed. So I wanted my mother here for a proper Saturday celebration.
And it's not over yet. Do you want cake or presents next, Shelley?
I'll have to say presents, if only to provide adequate time for digestion before cake consumption.
Open mine first.
Koothrappali reaches down and picks up a rectangular wrapped gift. He hands it to Sheldon.
Happy birthday, dude.
Sheldon shakes it and feels around the edges.
It's a DVD set, sci-fi genre. It can't be.
Sheldon unwraps the gift.
It is! The remastered Star Trek The Next Generation on Blu-ray? Thank you, Raj.
Sheldon gleefully reads the package, but notices something.
Wait, has this already been opened?
Koothrappali whistles nervously.
You just couldn't resist, could you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Who's next? Leonard?
Leonard nods and hands Sheldon a present.
Happy birthday, Sheldon. And look, it has Super Mario 3 wrapping paper.
Once again, the vastly superior Super Mario 2 is ignored.
Sheldon shakes the box.
4 terabyte hard drive?
He shakes it again.
No, a 5 terabyte hard drive.
Sheldon unwraps the gifts, and sure enough, it's a 5 terabyte hard drive.
Excellent. But tell me, Leonard, did you purchase it from Best Buy?
Yep.
And did you borrow my reward zone card I conveniently left on my desk so I could get triple points in my account?
Yep.
I've taught you well.
I have something for you too, Shelley.
She takes an envelope out of her purse and gives it to Sheldon.
It's from your grandmother, Meemaw. Couldn't make the trip, but wanted you to have this on your special day.
Oh, how sweet. I haven't received one of her letters in ages.
Sheldon opens the envelope and looks down at the letter.
Moon Pie, happy birthday. Enjoy your special day. Love, Meemaw.
A confused Sheldon looks up.
That's it? She usually goes on for an average of 13 pages.
Yes, well...
Sheldon looks at the letter more critically.
Something else is off. The curvature of her Y's is pointed instead of curled. Unless she suddenly became ambidextrous, Meemaw didn't write this. Mom, what is going on here?
Sheldon and the gang look at her expectantly.
I'm sorry, Shelley. I lied to you a minute ago, but hopefully Jesus will forgive me. You see, Meemaw actually did come here with me.
She did? Well, where is she? Wait, you didn't leave her alone in Leonard's room, did you? It is completely unsanitary. No offense.
Some taken.
No, she's not in there.
She pulls out a small silver urn from her purse.
Mom, what is that?
Meemaw.
Everyone's in shock except Sheldon.
You named your urn after Meemaw? Now that's just... Oh, good lord.
Cut to main titles. Act 1, Scene A, fade in. Interior, Leonard and Sheldon's apartment, afternoon, day 1. Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Wolowitz, Koothrappali, Amy, Bernadette, and Mary Cooper. Sheldon shakes his head in disbelief.
Meemaw's dead?
Mary Cooper nods.
As in no longer living?
She nods again.
When did this happen?
6 months ago.
6 months ago? 6 months ago? Why in the world am I just hearing about this now?
Amy stands and motions to the gang.
Come on, guys. We should go.
Sheldon quickly turns to face her.
Sit!
Amy does as she says, then smiles. She's a bit turned on.
Mom, tell me you're pulling an extremely ill-advised joke. Please say Bazinga, please!
I'm so sorry, Shelley. I wish I could. It all happened so quickly. One day Meemaw was fine, and then the next she was moving in with Jesus. Can you imagine what he must be like as a landlord? I bet he does all the building repairs himself.
Sheldon glares at her.
Meemaw knew how devastated you'd be, so her dying wish was we not all tell you until we could break it to you gently.
This is gently? 6 months after the fact of his freaking birthday?
Everyone looks at Koothrappali with surprise.
Sorry, didn't mean to jump in.
No, thank you, Raj. I appreciate it. Mom, explain yourself.
Honest, Shelley, I didn't mean for it to take this long. A few weeks after Meemaw passed, I was going to come for a visit, sit you down, and tell you.
And why didn't you?
Well, I ended up following Joel Osteen on tour with some of the girls. I swear that man tells the same jokes at each stop, but darn if he doesn't make me laugh every time. He was just what I needed to get through the mourning period.
Glad someone did.
When I finally got home, you called and said I had to come for your Saturday birthday. I didn't want to ruin it, so I forged the letter to buy me some more time.
Yeah, nice job with that.
Sheldon exhales and points at the urn.
So that's really me, Mom?
Yes. I wanted to give her a proper Christian burial, but unfortunately her wishes were legally binding.
Sheldon shakes his head.
I just can't believe you kept this from me.
I told you it went on longer than it should have, but it was what she wanted.
No, I mean, I literally don't know how you did it. I scan the obituaries from our local Texas paper each day online for the demise of old bullies.
I know you do, Shelley, which is exactly why we didn't print one.
Wow. Well played, Mrs. Cooper.
Mary Cooper smiles while Leonard raises his hand.
I have a question. Why are you carrying Mima around with you?
Yeah, that's creepy.
I couldn't leave her home alone now, could I? What if someone broke in and took her? Then we'd have a kidnapping on our hands.
Everyone thinks it over for a second.
She's technically got a point there.
Cut 2. Scene B. Interior, cafeteria, afternoon, day 2. Leonard, Koothrappali, Wolowitz. Wolowitz and Koothrappali are eating lunch.
Raj, if a woman's in mourning and it coincides with that time of the month, does that mean it's a mourning period?
Koothrappali thinks it over as Leonard enters with his lunch.
Hey, how's Sheldon?
Leonard sits down next to him.
Not good. All he does is sit in front of the TV all day.
Well, that's not so bad. It'll help take his mind off it.
It would if the TV was turned on. I tried turning it on once, but it didn't end well.
How come?
It was a 6 feet under marathon.
Koothrappali winces.
Is there anything we can do?
I don't know. Sheldon's mom even stuck around to help him deal with it, but he refuses to speak with her.
Can you blame him? Now, I'd be pretty pissed too.
You can't blame her, Howard. She was just following Mima's final wishes.
Oh yeah? Well, I think...
Guys, enough. This isn't helping anyone.
Sorry.
We just have to be there for Sheldon when he's ready for us.
They nod in agreement.
I wonder how much longer he'll be out from work.
No idea, but he's using his vacation days each day that he is.
Wait, why is vacation days? The school gives us bereavement time off.
Yeah, but HR denied his request. Apparently the family member dying 6 months ago falls outside of their time limit.
Man, that sucks.
Seriously, there goes our group trip to Legoland this summer. Jeez.
Leonard shakes his head.
My condolences.
Cut 2. Scene C. Interior, Leonard and Sheldon's apartment. Night, day 2. Leonard, Sheldon, Penny. Sheldon sits lifelessly on the couch, staring off into space. He has thick stubble and wears a plain black t-shirt and pants. Meemaw's urn sits on the table in front of him. Leonard enters from the front door carrying his bag over his shoulder. He sees Sheldon, musters up a smile.
Hey buddy, how are you doing?
Sheldon doesn't move a muscle.
I picked up your comic books on the way home. Stuart said they were around the house and that he's thinking of you.
Leonard takes a stack of comics out of his bag and puts them on the table in front of Sheldon. Sheldon glances down at the comics, makes a disgusted noise, and then returns to staring off into space.
Okay. I also went to GameStop on my way home and got the new Mario game. You want to play? You could be Luigi, your favorite.
Sheldon shakes his head.
I'll never play another Mario game again. I've already taken too many lives. Even a lowly Koopa Troopa has a family that loves and cherishes it.
Leonard rubs his forehead.
Look, Sheldon, I'm sorry, but I just don't know how to help you get through this. What can I do?
Sheldon thinks for a second and then looks at Leonard.
Answer something for me.
Of course. What is it?
They say you're supposed to mourn for 1 year from the time of the person's death. Does my mourning clock start from now, or is it effective from the date Meemaw passed away? If I use the actual date, I'll be denying myself 6 months of mourning and not get the full allotment.
I don't know, Sheldon. Do whatever you think feels right.
The problem, Leonard, is I don't know what feels right. I just feel sad and empty inside. I wish I had an example I could follow.
An example?
Yes! Batman and Superman lost their parents, but they never lost their grandparents. Though I suppose Superman did when Krypton exploded. Unless the Florida of Krypton was on another planet, but I highly doubt that.
Sheldon, this is real life. You can't compare it to comic books. You just have to deal with the loss in your own way.
I know that. When I was a child, losing Pawpaw was one of the hardest things I ever went through. I think that's why I never allowed myself to entertain the possibility of Meemaw passing away. I didn't want to imagine a world without her gentle grace and good yet slightly racist humor.
That's sweet.
Yes, well, I've been unknowingly living in that world for the last 6 months.
Sheldon gestures at the urn.
And as you can see, there's nothing left to clone a new Meemaw from. She's just ash. Do you know what you'd get if you cloned Ash, Leonard? More ash! With all my intellect, there's nothing I can do to bring her back. And frankly, pardon the profanity, but that just sucks.
I know, buddy. I know.
Penny enters from the front door.
Hey guys.
She crosses to the couch.
How are you, sweetie? We're all worried about you. Especially Amy. You haven't returned her calls and she's starting to freak out. More than usual.
What's the point of continuing my relationship with her? Or any of you, for that matter. You'll all just die and I'll end up alone. Well, me and Raj reincarnated as my pet alpaca.
Oh no, we're not going anywhere. I swear it. Come with me for a sec.
Penny motions for Leonard to follow her. They cross to the front door.
I had an idea on how we could help Sheldon.
Really? What?
We should have a funeral.
A funeral? But she's already...
You know what I mean. Sheldon needs closure. He didn't get to say goodbye. Do you really want him to be like this for the rest of his life?
Leonard and Penny look over at Sheldon. He sniffs the air and raises his left arm, takes a deep whiff of his armpit, grimaces, then waves it off.
This is a tough one.
Penny smacks him.
Okay, yes, that's a great idea.
They cross back over to Sheldon.
Sheldon, we were thinking of holding a memorial for Meemaw. How does that sound? Would you like that?
Sheldon shrugs with both shoulders.
Is that a yes or a no?
He used 2 shoulders, so that's a yes.
Great. We'll all be there, and Meemaw will be too. Right, Meemaw?
Sheldon turns and looks at her with a huge scowl.
Sorry.
Fade out. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene D. Fade in. Interior, Amy's apartment, afternoon, day 3. Penny, Amy, Bernadette. The girls wear black dresses. Bernadette fixes her hair while Amy sits on the couch having Penny do facial makeup.
Okay, Amy, seriously, you have got to stop fidgeting. I'm getting mascara all over your eyebrows.
Penny takes a step back to look.
Actually, kinda works for you.
Sorry, I'm just so nervous. I want to be strong for Sheldon.
Oh, honey, have you seen the poor guy? Trust me, you have nothing to be nervous about.
Yes, well, this is also my first funeral. I don't want to make any faux pas.
You've never been to one before?
Does burying deceased lab experiments count?
No.
Then it's true. There's a lot riding on this. I really want to win.
Wait, win what?
The funeral, silly.
Amy, I think you have the wrong idea.
How so?
There's no winning in funerals. Somebody is dead.
Come on, bestie. I get that. But everyone knows that the person with the largest bouquet of flowers wins the funeral. I sunk 3 months' salary into mine.
What?
Amy smiles.
Yep. The bigger the floral arrangement, the more points I get with Sheldon and his mother. Not to mention Meemaw, but hopefully I won't be cashing in those particular points for a long time to come.
Can't believe you spent that much.
Why? How much did you guys spend?
Howie and I spent $50. Same here. Well, Leonard paid, but I picked them out. Actually, he did, but I chose the card. Fine, he did that too, but I signed it.
Amy pats Penny on the shoulder.
Good for you, buddy. I've got this in the bag.
Cut to Scene E. Interior, synagogue, afternoon, day 3. Leonard, Wolowitz, Rabbi, Mary Cooper. Wolowitz and the Rabbi, late 50s, chat by the pulpit. Meanwhile, urn is on a table next to them. Flowers are on display in one corner of the room, including a ridiculously large arrangement with a sash that reads, Amy Farrah Fowler. Leonard enters wearing a dark suit. He looks upset.
Howard, a word.
Howard excuses himself from the rabbi and crosses to Leonard.
You made it, but where's Sheldon? He's not loose on the freeway, is he?
No, Raj took him to the bathroom.
Oh, I'm so glad I won the coin toss.
About that, the plan was Raj and I would shave and bathe him and you'd take care of the church, right?
Wolowitz nods.
Well, Howard, I don't know if you've noticed, but this isn't a church. It's a synagogue.
So, what's the problem?
Meemaw wasn't Jewish.
I know, I'm sorry. I had a Christian church all lined up, but it fell through.
The plan fell through?
No, the roof did. It's a long story.
Leonard shakes his head.
Sheldon's mom is not gonna be happy.
Yeah, well, she should just be glad my friend Mohammed Hussein didn't come through with his house of worship.
Mary Cooper enters wearing a black dress.
Mrs. Cooper, I just want to say,
She waves her hand.
Don't worry about it, boys. It's fine. It's not like Mima has a grave she can roll over in.
She crosses off to take her seat. Cut 2. Scene F. Interior, synagogue, later, day 3. Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Amy, Bernadette, Wolowitz, Koothrappali, Mary Cooper, Rabbi. A clean-shaven Sheldon sits on the front row next to Amy. Mary Cooper and Koothrappali sit across the aisle. The second row has Leonard and Penny on one side, with Wolowitz and Bernadette on the other. The gang listens to the rabbi drone on in the pulpit.
Did you see the flowers? Did you see the flowers?
Sheldon keeps his eyes on the rabbi. What flowers? Amy gets upset.
And that is why death is a time for reflection and observation. I understand this isn't a recent passing, so hopefully everyone's already had plenty of time to reflect and observe.
The rabbi clears his throat.
Sorry, would anyone like to say a few words about the departed?
Everyone but Sheldon eyes Mary Cooper.
Don't look at me. I already spoke at the real service. But I think Mima would like it if you said something, Shelley.
Sheldon ignores her.
But sweetie, you don't have to talk if you don't want to. Nobody's forcing you.
Actually, there is something I want to get off my chest.
Sheldon heads to the pulpit while Penny grins at Leonard with a look that says, I told you this would be good for him. The rabbi steps back as Sheldon takes his place behind the pulpit. He glances at the urn and then back at the crowd.
I've had a lot of extra time to think these last few days. Usually when someone like me has extra time to think, it leads to scientific breakthroughs. But in this case, all I've thought about is Mima. And do you know what I realized?
He looks at the gang like he wants someone to respond.
What did you realize, Sheldon?
Since my mother told me about Mima, my life has been filled with nothing but pain and suffering. I would have been better off not knowing. And so I see now that ignorance truly is bliss. Penny, I swear, you must be the happiest girl in the world.
Penny gets annoyed while Sheldon looks directly at his mom.
Why couldn't you have just asked Mima to bang out a few letters before she died? Could have doled them out over the years and I would have been none the wiser.
Sheldon exhales.
Even though you screwed up big time, I'm done being mad at you. You're officially forgiven.
I am?
Yes, you see, I realize now who I'm really mad at. Mima.
Everyone gasps.
this was a bad idea.
Leonard starts to stand, but Penny grabs him.
No, let him work through this.
Hear me out. The only logical way to quickly and effectively end my pain and suffering is to stop treating her as a loved one. Therefore, I hate Mima.
Sheldon pounds the pulpit for emphasis.
I hate her for making me sad, I hate her for making me mad, and I hate her for not letting me watch DuckTales when I was a child since she thought Scrooge McDuck was a closeted homosexual.
Sheldon looks at the urn.
He had a girlfriend! Her name was Goldie. Raj, open the urn so she can hear me.
Koothrappali frowns. It's not gonna happen.
Fine. If you won't do it, then I...
Sheldon notices the horrified looks on everyone's faces. Even the rabbi looks a little freaked out.
What have I done? How could I say I hate Mima? I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Raj, open the urn so she can hear my apology.
Koothrappali shakes his head.
Mima played such a huge role in my life, and this is how I repay her? I'm the worst grandson ever.
Come on, no, you're not. There are plenty of worse grandsons.
Like whom?
The one whose grandma got run over by a reindeer? I heard he did nothing to help.
Sheldon shakes his head.
Did you know Mima gave me my first non-Archie comic book? It was Web of Spider-Man, issue 124, which, ironically enough, did not feature Spider-Man on the cover. It instead has his then-wife Mary Jane and two of his clones. Although, having said that, I suppose if you go solely by DNA, then biologically speaking, Spider-Man was on the cover.
Our resident biologists, Amy and Bernadette, nod in agreement.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Mima introduced me to the world of fictional superheroes, and yet she was my real-life superhero. I'll admit she might not have been able to fly or see through walls, and she only wore a cape that one time so I'd stop holding my breath and suffocating. But superheroes protect people, and Mima tried to shield me from all of this on her deathbed. If that doesn't make her a hero, I don't know what does.
Sheldon wipes a tear from his eye.
An old adage comes to mind that parenting is a thankless job. If that's the case, then grandparenting is an even more thankless job.
Sheldon looks at the urn.
Thank you, Mima. I don't know if I'll ever get over losing you, but I'll try to learn to live with it. Unfortunately, it's the rare thing that I can't instantly learn, but I'll do my best. Or die trying.
Sheldon leaves the pulpit and heads back to his seat to find Amy with her arms outstretched for a hug. Sheldon shakes his head.
Not in front of Mima.
Amy sighs and hugs herself while Sheldon sits next to her. Fade out. End of Act 2. Tag. Fade in. Interior, Leonard and Sheldon's apartment, afternoon, day 3. Sheldon and Leonard. Leonard and Sheldon enter from the front door, still wearing their funeral suits.
I'm surprised your mom went straight to the airport. She must be eager to get home.
Oh, she's not going home yet. She's flying up north to see my sister.
Leonard stops in his tracks.
She's not going to tell her about... You know what? Never mind.
Leonard takes off his jacket while Sheldon crosses to his desk and sits.
Leonard, thank you for today. The pain's still there, but it's not as soul-crushing as it was previously.
You're welcome. Yeah, I think your eulogy was a good release.
Sheldon thinks for a second.
It was an improvised eulogy, wasn't it?
What?
Nothing. It's just that I've written dozens of eulogies, but never actually delivered one until now.
Wait, what eulogies have you written?
Yours, Howard's, Penny's.
What? Was this after you found out about me, Mom?
Oh, heavens, no. I started ages ago and update them every so often with your latest accomplishments. Between you and me, I haven't touched Penny's since she moved in.
And why have you been doing this?
Naturally, I assumed all of you would want me to speak on your behalf. Having Dr. Sheldon Cooper eulogize you would be the highest, not to mention the last, honor you would receive.
And who would speak at your funeral?
Me on video, of course. And before you ask, the answer is no. I won't be leaving my body to science.
Okay, I'll bite. Why not?
I'm sure as heck not letting someone else win a Nobel Prize for dissecting the wonders of my brain.
How noble of you.
I thought so. Just feel bad for Amy.
Because you'll be dead?
No. She thinks she has dibs.
Fade out. End of show.